What are you thinking about right now? That's a pretty simple question, but the answer can get very, very complex. I was on a train traveling between Toronto and Ottawa, I believe, and I was sitting next to somebody that I didn't know, and they looked over at me and they said, "Can we talk?" And I said, "Sure. I mean, we've got a trip together. Let's do it." And they started talking about where they had just come from. They had just come from a funeral, and she asked me about death, and I found it a bizarre question, and I talked to her about it, and she talked to me about it, and I realized she had an entire worldview and positionality about death that was completely different from me. I'm not judging it, and she didn't judge me, but we shared that different stance toward death and life after death, if you will. What it made me realize is we never know what's on someone's mind. And until we're challenged with somebody else's ideas, we don't necessarily know what's on our own mind. That's why I created What's on Your Mind, a keynote and workshop that asks that vital question. What's on your mind? It turns out the neuroscience says what's on your mind actually dictates how we live our lives, how we see the world, whether we're productive or not, and most important of all, whether we're mentally, emotionally, and physically healthy just from what's on your mind. So what's on your mind becomes critical. We have to know about mirror neurons. We need to know about entrainment. We also need to know about those stories and ideas that have been given to us that we actually never question. And now maybe we should. So what's on your mind is probably the most fascinating and interesting keynote and workshop I give, simply because it explores that wonderful mystery of what's on your mind.